Saima. It is really an honor to be here with WOWPK. As Saima already mentioned about my introduction, I'll just quickly go through it again. So, yes, I'm a psychologist by profession, specifically organizational psychologist, and I am the founder and the CEO of Psyched Brain. It is a mental well-being platform which is not only for clinical psychology but also for organizations. So आजकल हम देख रहे हैं like organizations में, especially during the pandemic, it has been like, this need has been really arise of having some sort of sessions or some sort of counseling for employees. So hence there is Psych Brain for it. And apart from that, I am certified with the CIPD as an affiliate and also with APA. And not to mention that I am a proud author of this cute journal right over here. It's a very nice gratitude journal. I'll be mentioning what it is and I'll be having the details about it later. Okay, so if we are to begin with today's topic, stress management. So I think like हर कोई चलते फिरते स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, इस चीज में स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, एग्जाम्स का स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, बच्चे पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे उसका स्ट्रेस हो रहा है. So I think like this is like a sort of a second name for all women out there, that we are having stress or for this for that. But like, have you ever felt that you just feel like pulling your hair out? Hum yahan pe kya kare? There are so many difficulties in our life. How are we supposed to even handle those difficulties? And then we just feel like dil घबरा रहा है, जी घबरा रहा है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा, what is happening? And we just get confused as to how the life is taking us and how we even supposed to like mitigate those factors. And we at times don't we are not able to differentiate between between stress, between anxiety, and what is it's throwing on us. Pandemic itself is like a big anxiety provoking situation out there, and because of it, it can definitely cause a stress. Now if you were to basically just understand that what exactly is stress, so in simple terms, it's just a process in which the individual, that is us, we just perceive and then we respond to the events that we find overwhelming or what we find as threatening. So अगर मेरे सामने let's example एक शेर आ जाए, and I would just be like, yeah, well, it's just some other lion. So it all depends on how I perceive it and then how I respond. If I perceive, oh my God, it's a lion and it's going to eat me up, so that is a scary situation. And if I'm going to respond by running from there, so that is how it goes like, all right. And एक general सवाल उठता है that this is a stressor. Now, how can we differentiate between stress and like, what is stressor? So basically the stressor can be person, it can be a place, or it can be a situation. It can be any of these things which is causing you the stress. So stressor, as I said, it could be a lion or it could be a situation which is like, some difficulties in your job, or it could be the pandemic situation or anything. So that's like these three things are there. Now, I'm I'm not sure exactly how many of you know, but there are two types of stresses. One is eustress and one is distress. Trust me, stress is not always bad. There's always a good stress too. And over here, I would quickly like to show you that how stress can be good. First, in the meantime, I'll just tell you that what is eustress. Eustress is again, as I said, it's a good stress. And that stress is definitely good, and we would want that stress to be there. And distress, on the other hand, is the bad one. Now, if you all can see the chart over here, You all can see, okay, stress hame environment say, this is the simulation, whatever it is, and here is the behavioral efficiency. So hame stress diya ja raha hai, hame stress diya ja raha hai. In between, like, this is like not a good part. Like we feel like ye kyun hamare saath ho raha hai. Over here we feel bored, confusion, there's there. But then when we start getting stressed, and then we like, okay, like, you may imagine something as, there is a project that has to be submitted, and your boss has said that, okay, we need to get this thing done. So when that thing is supposed to be done, and we're like, okay, nahi, हाँ, और ये इससे मेरी promotion लिख दे. So you're focused, your attention is focused, you start thinking rationally, and your emotions, of course, they are at a balanced state. This period of time is eustress, and then your boss sees, इसको हम प्रेशर कर रहे हैं, इसको हम ग्राइंडर में डाल रहे हैं, तो ये अच्छा रिजल्ट दे रही है, सो व्हाई नॉट प्रेशर हर फर्दर. हमारे ऊपर और प्रेशर आता है. And then, okay, you're like, okay, I can handle it, it's still, it's has started to dip again. But you're like, नहीं, इसको और प्रेशर दो. But then वो चला जाता है हमारा बार नीचे. We start feeling burnt out. Burnt out is the highest level of stress situation. And we like, ab humse nahi ho raha. And we just feel like that this is too much for us to handle. And we just feel like कि बस मुझे यहाँ से बाहर जाना है या मुझे भागना है यहाँ से. The other over here, the picture which the graph over here is, as I mentioned again, at the start it's boredom, then it goes into a comfort level. फिर वो जो थोड़ा सा और प्रेशर डाल दे हमारा बॉस, वो हमारी शायद एबिलिटीज को थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेच करे. एंड व्हेन दैट हैपेंस ही वाज लाइक, ओ माय गॉड, आई डिड अ गुड जॉब, आई पुट इन मोर स्ट्रेस. एंड देन शी वाज एबल टू stretch her abilities and her capabilities, but let me pressurize her more. But then that turns down to strain. And then eventually, but the boss feel like, okay, nahi, ye to meri fantasy line hai, ye to main zyada stress dalta jaunga aur ye अच्छे perform करती जाएगी. So this is the fantasy line that we don't want, because that's going to cause us fatigue. Our performance is definitely going to go down in any, it's not even important कि वो घर की चीज हो, अगर sorry, ऑफिस की चीज हो, घर की चीजों में भी हो सकता है. If there is some problem at home and we just feel like, okay, no, if I just given a little more effort, I'll be able to achieve it. But what we don't understand is that we get tricked by that little effort of getting that pressure, and we just feel, okay, a little more pressure and we'll be able to achieve. But then eventually the chart starts to dip down. You would be not in a good health. Stress की वजह से आपके सर में दर्द हो रहा होगा. You'll be having body ache, you'll have neck strain. There यहाँ पीछे अक्सर, we would feel a pain. There would be a sort of a pain or a tension over here. So that is what when it happens. And so yeah, this was one thing that I really wanted you to show. I hope that you would be able to understand that how there is a sort of a level in which stress is good, and but then वो जब ज़्यादा होना शुरू हो जाता है, then it goes to burnout. So there is a good stress again, so not all things are bad, all right? So that being said, we would just move forward. That what does positive stress gives us? It enables us to perform better. हमारी कोई भी चीज में satisfaction also increase, if it is be jobs or job satisfaction increase. And not to forget, it energizes us. It energizes us to do more. Why do you think that this all happens? Because there are a lot of chemical reactions that goes on in here. It's like, I can speak on for hours that how it goes, but I will definitely give you a short glimpse of how this can help us. If you move on to what is negative stress results, of course, our health is going to go down. We are going to feel restlessness. हमें होता है भाग रहे हैं हम बैठे में, but we're having that feeling of we are running somewhere, and the destination is unknown. And it's not just that, there are many people out there जिनको ये चीज feel हो रही होगी. And let me tell you, me being a human being, I feel that too. And you just have to accept that you feel that. You just don't have to say कि नहीं मुझे तो stress ही नहीं है, नहीं मैं सही हूँ. The more you accept, the more it becomes your reality, the more you would be able to mitigate that factor. If you just be in denial, मुझे तो stress ही नहीं है, मुझे stress नहीं है, मुझे stress नहीं है, I can go further, I can go further. You are causing issues to yourself because you'll be causing issues to your health, you would be causing issues in your family or in your work environment or with your kids even perhaps. You would be like, नहीं बेटा मैं तो ठीक हूँ, अम्मियाँ तो होती हैं ऐसी हैं, हमें तो stress लिया ही जाता है. Like, we are born with it. But accepting the reality is just the first step. So you have to, of course, always accept the reality factor. Okay, so yes, and if you don't accept, what's going to happen? Anger is just going to be there out, and you'd always be like, "Ye mujhe ussa itna kyun aa raha hai? Mujhe itna ussa kyun aa raha hai?" Because you must have seen that Jack in the Box, that Joker, हम उसको press करके अंदर डालते हैं, and then it springs out. Why is it like हम उसको press करके अंदर क्यों डालना पड़ता है? Because there's a spring inside. And the same you're doing with yourself. You're just pushing it down in you. कुछ नहीं है, कुछ मसला नहीं है. And then, giving a big smile that I'm all fine, I'm all perfect. But that spring in you is going to come out. It's either going to come out in terms of your health is going to deteriorate, or is going to come out in terms of emotional outbursts. हमेशा रोना आ रहा है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्यों रोना आ रहा है. मैं सोते जागते हर जगह मैं रोती रहती हूँ. I don't understand why am I crying. Because you haven't faced those emotions. You have to face your reality. You have to address your emotions. अगर बिजली का बिल आता है, we just don't keep it, हाँ चलो जाने दो, it's okay. We have to address it, okay? We have to pay our bills. The same way we have to address our emotions. Addressing emotions is very important. All right. So now I would just again share my screen and show you that what can be the reasons. It's like mainly $1 billion question. That is, what can trigger stress? There are many factors that can trigger stress. Now, it could be your major life changes. You probably are getting married, you probably are having a baby, you're a new mom, you are, you're shifting your house, or you're going to a new country. So any that is life changes, you probably lost your loved one. So those major life changes, it can cause you stress. And of course, your work, because majority time of a day we spend at work. अगर हमारा दिन के ऑलमोस्ट 8 से 9 घंटे लाइक ऑफिस में गुजरते हैं, सो दैट कैन बी अ वेरी मेजर रीजन फॉर अस टू गेट स्ट्रेस. फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम्स, इट्स देयर, इट्स लाइक मतलब वो मसले तो आपके ऐसे ही नहीं उजल जाने वाले. इफ यू जस्ट से ओके नो आई एम फाइन, आई जस्ट कीप इट असाइड. बट यस, ये लाइक इतनी सारी चीजें करनी है, इतना कम टाइम है, ज्यादा मेहनत करें, ज्यादा पैसे कमाएं, you're just going to burn yourself out. Because एक ही है, मैं एक ही Lubaba हूँ. There can be no other Lubabas that I'll be like, okay, I've cloned myself. If I die, there could be someone else. No, it's you who's going to do it. Why do you want to pressurize yourself? Remember that graph. It's going to dip if you pressurize yourself more. And again, as I said, to accept your problems. So if you just, if you're unable to accept those uncertainty, so it's going to definitely cause you stress. Then perfectionism. We always just feel कि ये पिक्चर परफेक्ट होनी चाहिए, ये चीज इतनी अच्छी होनी चाहिए कि कोई पलट के हमें कहे नहीं कि ये क्यों हुआ, ये कैसे हुआ, ये किस लिए हुआ. It's all right if it is not okay. And that same goes for your kids. I know there could be many moms out there who would be feeling nahi A grades aane chahiye. Even in grade 1 or grade 2 or grade 3 or lower grades, but it's totally all right. Your kid, trust me, I'm sitting right over in front of you. A very live example is here in front of you. I wasn't a one. Just ask my mom, just ask my parents. They would definitely let you know I wasn't a perfect kid. I wasn't a perfect child in school, but here I am. I'm all successful and I'm all good and I'm happy with whatever situation I'm in. But if you just keep yourself, okay, no, I have to be picture perfect or I have to be the best and I have to like top the world, then definitely it's going to cause you problem. Okay, so the triggers again, why it can happen. I would again share my screen and I would let you know कि किस चीज से it's not only important कि हमारे सिर्फ situation ही हमें stress दे रही हो. There are many other factors that also can give us stress, though that can give us, sorry, those can be triggers. So let's say if you are because of excessive sugar and carbohydrates, it can definitely just aid in to give you high levels of stress. Pesticides होते हैं, gluten होती है diet में, and then genetically modified foods. That why is it says that do not eat processed foods. It's not good for your health, and eventually, if it is not good for your health, it's not going to be good for your over here our brain जो glucose से चलता है. And travel. If you're traveling, we generally get stressed out. If you skip your meals, do not have good sleep, or if you're on antibiotics or have too much to do again, too little time. Now, when I mentioned about K over our brain, I'm going to talk about it. So there's basically a science behind it. There is the यहाँ पे अपना हाथ रखें. This is a prefrontal cortex. This is the place where we think rationally. जो हम बोलते हैं ना होश होश के दिमाग होश के ना खुलो जो ये सब कुछ यहाँ पे होता है. And हमारा जो information आती है, that's like a spinal cord. So वहाँ से हमारे brain के अंदर information enter होती है. And somewhere in between is a limbic system. That's like the feeling part. So एक दफा information spinal cord से आ गई, and यहाँ पे the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system, they communicate. आस-पास signals send हो रहे होते हैं. So this basically the communication part, the one circled in blue, that is that our EQ, our emotional quotient, is affected by our ability to perform and keep well-traveled connections here. Now I'm going to explain this further. So there are two parts of the brain, as I said again previously. Sorry, that's the limbic system, which is which it helps our fight, our flight and freeze. ये तीन हैं. कभी हमारे सामने शेर आ जाए और let's say शेर बहुत हो गया, let's say there is a bear in front of us, so either we are going to fight that situation or we are going to freeze in that situation or we are going to run away, flight, we are out of there. So ये हमारा जोश दिमाग होता है. Then ये the prefrontal cortex, that's the hosh wala. Oh, with this we understand, we analyze. Our critical thinking part is right over here. We recall our memories, or whatever we inhibit, it comes from there. Now, these two parts of the brain, we always have to keep a balance between them. So there is like a seesaw. ऐसा नहीं है कि पूरा वक्त ये खुला रहे, that is a prefrontal cortex, या पूरा वक्त our limbic system activate है. There's like a seesaw, and only one system would be activated at a time. When I was talking about anger, this is what I was talking about. So हमें कोई चीज थोड़ी चीज से anger आता है. That's like कोई चीज शौहर ने कुछ कह दिया, हमें गुस्सा आ गया थोड़ा सा. अच्छा, that was the first trigger, बर्दाश्त कर लेते हैं, कुछ नहीं बोला. फिर से कुछ कह दिया, तुमने तो ये भी नहीं किया था, and there you go, that's a second trigger. And then बात आ जाती है, oh my god, ये क्या चीज थी, ये किसने बोला था तुम्हें करने को. Third trigger, that is there, the button, this red button, it keeps on pressing. इतनी देर में बच्चा आ जाता है, mama, I lost this thing that I lost my homework book, I had to submit it tomorrow. And there you go, khatam, it's all done now, it's finished, because your mind is totally hijacked. You just don't know. ये जो आपका पूरा prefrontal cortex होता है वो पूरा बंद, and वो जो जोश वाला याद है वो एक्टिविटी होता है. And why is it said कि कभी गुस्से के अंदर कोई फैसला नहीं करो and खुशी के अंदर कोई वादा नहीं करो, because it's a जोश का system which is activated. So it is highly important that you just, because as I said कि हमेशा there's only one, it's either the prefrontal cortex or it's the limbic system which is activated. It's a seesaw, and like कोई एक हमेशा ऊपर होगा या कोई एक हमेशा नीचे होगा. So you have to make sure that it is there. It's going to help you understand why I'm repeating this again and again. Be mindful of the situation that you're in. Be aware of your emotions that you're giving. So, all this being said, the $1 million question, the second $1 million question, कि how, okay, सारी चीजें हमें बता दी, हमें समझ भी आ गया, सब कुछ हो गया. How can we make our life better? How can we have a healthier mind? How can we just exercise good things in our life? So, the first things first, balance your sleep time. अगर हमें रात दी गई है सोने के लिए, आई नो रात के राजा या रात की रानी, कुछ शायद मैं भी उसी तरीके की हूँ, रात के वक्त काम ज्यादा होता है, we feel more productive at night. But please make sure that you have an adequate amount of sleep, because if you don't sleep like good, let's say at least for 6 to 7 hours at a night, preferably, of course, the entire system is going to get disbalanced. और वो जो दिमाग की पिक्चर मैंने आपको ब्रेन की पिक्चर पहले दिखाई थी, there is an entire sleep cycle up there. There's even our mental clock. There's so many things up there. So वो सारी चीजें हमारा I would actually suggest you all, if you really would like to understand more, or if you also would want your kids to understand more about how does our brain work, then just watch an animated movie, Inside Out. It's a really good cartoon movie, animated movie, and it would really help also adults understand that how our sleep cycle works and everything. Okay. Physical time, yes, of course. Especially घर में रह रह के आजकल तो कुछ ज़्यादा ही online we can find yoga sessions, we can find so many of Arabic sessions. Just Google or just YouTube and just write a 10-minute quick workout or something. Just do it, because it's highly important. घर में बैठे, it's really eating us up. So it's better to have some physical exercises. Focus time. You see this man in a bubble over here, and how is this सारी चीजें bounce off होके जा रही हैं Instagram, which we are so much addicted to, and likes, कितने likes आए हमारे पोस्ट पे, कोई email तो नहीं आ गया, हमने 1 मिनट नहीं देखा, क्या पता कोई important email आ गया हो बिल गेट्स की तरफ से. So those, you see that focused time, if you really want to do something, just aim for it firstly. Secondly, अपना time आप आसपास इस तरीके से रखें that you can do that particular thing. Just right now, I wanted to give this session. Everyone knows that this is my time, that this is my slot for doing this particular task that I want to do. So I have like removed all distractions. Of course, emergencies to hoti hai, but apart from that, I've removed all my distractions so that no one can just barge in or just come in or मुझे disturb कर दें. So if you really want to get your work done, let it be your office work or even something that you want to do. Some are many freelancers over here. So whatever you wish to do, just make sure that you have that secluded focus time, because it's definitely going to help you achieve your target. Why? Because we reach in a state of flow. Now, flow is something, it's a very good and amazing topic. If you all want, you can read on it. I have many articles also written on it on LinkedIn. It can easily be available. But apart from that, you can just understand that what is the state of flow. Laugh. हमारे यहाँ आई नो क्या होता है कि इतना नहीं हंसें, ठीक है, मैं ये नहीं बोल रही that you continue husing, you continue laughing, but yeah, छोटी चीजें भी होती हैं. Don't forget to laugh. Why? Because it activates a few hormones in our brains. You may have heard about happy hormones, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. All these hormones, they activate, and when they activate, it's just like, your very own very own painkiller that you would be creating for yourself. So yes, always laugh. Hustling is important. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Take deep breathing. Do the deep breathing exercise. Meditation is very important. I don't ask you कि आप वो पूरे वो देखें बुद्धा के और वो सारे आप उस तरीके की meditation में चले जाएं. But deep breathing, you see this little arrow over here which is going up in the brain. It's calling swirls out there. So breathing is really important. It activates you. If you're just sitting in a peaceful place, perhaps, and in a park or in a garden, और आपको चिड़ियों की आवाज़ें आ रही हैं, अपनी आंखें बंद करें. Just close your eyes, just relax, just calm down. Focus on each part of your body. Focus in a way, acha, mere haath, like lose the tension out of your arms, lose the tension out of your back, lose the tension out of your neck, lose the tension slowly from your legs, lose the tension from your eyes. It's better if you're lying down so that you don't fall off, but just lose all that tension in your body. Focus on every part of your muscle, every muscle in your body, and just leave it. Just let it loose. And once you let it loose and just hear the voices in your surrounding, चिड़िया बोल रही है, हवा चल रही है. It's okay, and it's okay to be distracted. We are not perfect one. We are not perfect. We are humans. It's okay to be distracted, but try to get your energy back. Try to get your attention back to those peaceful, calm nature sounds. Just take 5 or 6 deep breaths. Just listen to those sounds. Trust me, this whole exercise will be of 5 minutes. And when you open your eyes, believe me, that you are going to feel a new person has been alive now. कुछ मजे का हो गया आप में. And yes, वो टेंशन नहीं रखें कि खाली कुकर को गैस पे किसने चढ़ाया. वो टेंशन नहीं रखें कि मुझे कितनी लाइक्स आना बाकी है. वो टेंशन नहीं रखें कि बच्चा मेरा क्या कर रहा है, यहाँ से वो नहीं हो जाए. ये टेंशन नहीं रखें कि घर वाले क्या कहेंगे. Just forget everything. 5 minute में दुनिया नहीं बदलने वाली है. Just forget everything and just take deep breaths. Eat. There's an entire cute hut out here made with fruits and vegetables. It's very important to balance your diet and eat these good things because they all have different nutritions. They all have different type of vitamins that's definitely going to help you out. Downtime. Oh yes, that's very, very important. I am just back from a vacation and I can totally understand that. It's not important कि आप यूएस की ट्रिप लगाएं या it's not important आप बाली की ट्रिप लगाएं. आप अपनी नानी के घर की भी ट्रिप लगा सकते हैं. आप अपनी मैके की भी ट्रिप लगा सकते हैं. You just need some downtime. Of course, in the pandemic हमारी यही trips हो सकती है. But yes, get some vacation for you because it's very important. मशीन भी चलाते हैं 24 hours, तो वो बीच में आता है ना कि अच्छा मशीन के रेस्ट का टाइम है अभी. सो या इवन अ मशीन नीड्स रेस्ट. वो तो हमारी ह्यूमन मेड है, हम तो उसको बना सकते थे कि वो 24 घंटे चलती रहे. बट वी आर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वी आर ह्यूमंस. वी आल्सो नीड some rest time. Disconnect to connect, the eighth point. Kabhi kabar, it's important to let go of people around you for a little bit of time. It's just going to help you. It's going to help you reconnect with them more. It's going to help you. जो होता है ना कि अगर कोई जाता है उसके जाने के बाद हमें उसकी कदर महसूस होती है. So yes, वो कदर आपको और महसूस होगी. So you'll be able to even connect more because connection is really important, right? Okay, with this, I'm going to stop my slideshow because I need to stop, show you this journal, cute little journal, which I had mentioned earlier. Writing, why I said that is important. कुछ लोगों की होती है बोलने की आदत. When they say things out, they feel relaxed, they feel calmed down. It's like more of a catharsis for them. But for some people, I have literally created this thing. जिनको बोलने की आदत नहीं है. The introverts out there who don't like talking. And when they don't like talking, at the end of the day, you're human. You tend to build so many things inside. And वो सारी चीजें आप कैसे हटाएंगे, कैसे आप अपने दिल से ये सारी चीजें, या अपने, we feel that a heavy heart too. So how do you think that you would be able to, get that things off you? That is why I want you to write out. If you don't want this, it's totally all right. Have your own journal. Write it down. Write down things that, just express your heart out. And especially why, in this moment of pandemic, मैंने ये gratitude journal निकाली, because we just tend to forget those small things in our life. जो होता है ना, राई का पहाड़ हम वो बनाते हैं, हमें राई का पहाड़ इसका बनाना चाहिए. Great, because this is so great. If you don't feel grateful, how do you think that we are going to ever live with our life? If many of my clients are out there listening to me, they can understand that without this journal, how much gratitude has helped them. It's just simply nothing. You just open a simple day and you just think, okay, what are the things that I'm going to look forward to today? At least when you wake up, this is something that you do in the morning. And then at night, while before going to bed, what do you write down? 3 things that made me happy and thankful for. You just have to write 3 things. It could be as small as I ate maze ki biryani today. I'm going to put this over here. And I'm going to eat maze ki biryani on Friday too, because I've made plans with my friends. So Friday morning, I'm going to write it up there. I'm going to eat maze ki biryani today. So it could be as good as that I had an amazing talk with my friend. I wore my perfect dress, or I wore a dress in which I perfectly fit in because I lost weight. It could be as small as anything, or it could be as big as I got my dream job, or my they could be anything कि मेरी शादी हो गई, मेरे बच्चे हो गए. It could be anything, but this is that you have to do every day, and this definitely would help you understand. And it would, because this is right here, it's going to be here at the end of the day. So आप अगर एक हफ्ते बाद भी पलट के देखेंगे, you can see, oh wow, like some days when you feel down, this is your own painkiller, because आप अपनी खुद की दवा लिख रहे हैं. Days when you feel down, just open your journal, just open it and read it. You'll find all positive things out there and you'll be like, हाँ, मैं तो इतनी छोटी सी चीज से परेशान हो रही थी, मैंने तो इतनी बड़ी बड़ी चीजें अचीव की अपनी जिंदगी में. So that being said, that's towards like the end of it. Spiritual support is very, very important in your life. So yes, however you're going to get spiritual support, just tend to get that done. It will definitely help you. So that's that's the end from my side.